Shootings that happened in the early hours of this morning. The first one leaves a man injured in Central City. Officials say it happened around 12:45 this morning near the intersection of 2nd Street and Rex Place. When officers responded to the scene, they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital by EMS. Right now, his condition is unknown. 30 minutes after that, the NOPD was called to the Little Woods neighborhood in New Orleans East. When they arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound there. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have not released his identity. If you have any information about either of these shootings, you should call the NOPD.